We're the perfect balance, Erik. And why is that? Tell our viewers.
Because I'm so chill and you're like a fucking lunatic.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, I'm kamikaze Japanese pilot.
Yeah,
that's whatever charade game you just did. Yeah. If you've seen the History Channel, it's like Finding Sasquatch, alien landings. There's no more like FDR timestamps of Benito Mussolini and Hitler. All this stuff we learned about in history, it's all kind of just like, hey, are there ghosts in this house? You're like, this is not educational.
But hell yeah, man. So what you been up to lately? What's been cooking?
Just comedy. Just got a couple of shows. Gonna do Austin for a week and a weekend and see our pals. Shouts out Jeff Dolezal.
Jeffy D.
The homie. And you know, I want to see if that's, I haven't been, so that's the focus. And then right after that, I got a golf tournament at FSU, my old stomping grounds.
You're a golfer?
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't picture you as like a good handicap.
I don't have, like, I'm at that age where all of my friends only go out because they're married through golf.
Right.
So if I can't drink on a golf course in a golf cart with my friends while they're ripping fucking heaters and just, you know, getting all the toxins out.
Yeah, talking shit on their wives.
We can't, exactly. We can't hang.
Gotta cook.
And sorry for all of one female listener that's one of the wives that's probably tuning in right now, like the FBI wiretap in a van. That's the secret. They just get it all out. It's like your spa day.
We just want to get drunk with our boys on a golf course for 6 hours with no one bothering us.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah,
that's all we're asking for.
Just have fantasies about the cart girl, and I'm just speaking through experience. This isn't my MO, but it's like that's the only way I can hang out with my buddies who have wives, kids, and mortgages, and not a comedy career. And it sucks, but I actually kind of like golf because I don't care. So I'm like a little more, I'm less hard on myself. Therefore, I'm having more fun than the average guy who pays for lessons.
Just enjoying it. Yeah.
You know,
they get all pissed off, dude. I love it when somebody gets mad while I'm golfing with them, dude. I like to egg them on further because they just get pissed. They start shooting worse, man. That's the thing with golf. Once you like get mad, it's like game over.
Well, especially when you're involved in a tournament.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, what the fuck are you doing?
I mostly just do scrambles where you're playing the best ball and drinking, you know.
But it's at FSU. We're going to a game.
Hell yeah.
Shout out Scott Carswell for hooking it up. He's got us some sweet tickets we all threw in to get a nice little box, you know.
You recovered from that bowl game against Georgia yet?
I did. I did. You know how I recovered? Because I drank 2 drums.
There you go.
The official sponsor of the Rowdy Parrot. So no, I figured how much of an upset. You got to go to Ireland to get your ass kicked. Yeah. Imagine that.
Yeah, that would suck. That's a long flight to get your ass kicked. And then you have some Irish dude like Conor McGregor yelling at you in that accent afterwards.
You got dude, and it's Georgia Tech. Everyone's like, yeah, that sucks. We didn't practice. You could see everyone slept on this shit. And it is what it is. Where you're from, where are you from? Where'd you go to college?
Well, I grew up in Philadelphia, or the suburbs of Philadelphia and Pennsylvania, but I went to college, University of South Carolina, Gamecocks.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, SEC football, man. I was there the 2010 to 2014. That was the Steve Spurrier era, and we had like a sick team. We had Jadeveon Clowney, Marcus Lattimore, Stephon Gilmore, Alshon Jeffrey, dude, we were fucking loaded. We smoked Clemson every year while I was there. It was fun. And then as soon as I failed out, you know, they started losing and they started to suck. So I don't know. I guess I was the luck charm for them.
Dude, We lived in a good time to be in college, didn't we?
For sure, dude.
That's good. We don't have to walk down memory lane just for the sake of the podcast, but what a time to be alive. Yeah, dude. 2017 and before. That was
it's so funny though, like how much your interests change in life, like from that age of like being in college to like when you get, you know, to our age now, late 20s, early 30s. Like the things I was interested in back then, like not even at all. Now I spend all my time like watching like dumb documentaries and like doing random shit, going to bed early. You know what I mean? Back then it was just
that's
like.
That's also like the dad in you too. Like you got a kid.
Yeah, I do have a kid. Yeah.
So your perspective is like, you're like living proof that once you have a kid, you're not all dad material. You know, because that doesn't consume your life. You have a good balance, which I really appreciate as a person that you are.
Yeah, I primarily focus on misogyny, which I think is a better angle than talking about my kid. So.
You're a walking massage parlor. Yeah,
that's
but
funny.
dude, I was telling. Okay, so yeah, shout out to Bryce. Bryce is the main runner of the Rowdy Parrot. You guys are going to see him eventually when it comes down. He lives in New York. You know, very well known all over the Fort Lauderdale area. And he was asking me, he's like, you know, you want to co-host? I'm like, yeah, of course. We're getting Erik Graft. He doesn't know him. He's like, is it a good balance? We're talking about this. We're the perfect balance, Erik. And why is that? Tell our viewers.
Because I'm so chill and you're like a lunatic.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I'm kamikaze Japanese pilot.
Yeah,
that's whatever charade game you just did. Yeah. Banzai!
Speaking of Japanese kamikaze pilots, dude.
This is why I brought him on.
Have you ever
watch this,
dude? Have you ever heard of the Fukuryu? These were like a different type of kamikaze battalion they had in Japan. So they made a bunch of different types of kamikazes, not just planes. They had guys that would lay out in fields with a bomb, and like if a tank showed up, they'd just like stick the bomb on it. But the craziest one were these guys, the Fukuryu, which it translates to like crouching dragon in Japanese. But these guys were underwater mines. So they would wear scuba suits with 10 hours of like air, and they're just put down there, and they're like, if no ships show up, you're just going to suffocate and die.
Christian, can you pull one of those up?
Yeah, dude, you got to see the suits these guys wore. It's spelled Fukyryu is how you.
Which brings me to my next sponsor, the Fukuryu.
The Fukuryu. The crouching dragons of Imperial Japan.
That's outstanding.
Yeah, dude, they were nuts. They had these giant bamboo sticks, like 30-foot bamboo sticks with a 30-pound like mortar like on the end of it, and they just like slam it into boat holes when they
Holy crap.
Like flew into them.
What better to use weapons than people with weapons attached to them?
Well, and what we did was we saw
Don't quote me on that.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
What we did though is we looked and we're like, holy shit, they got all these like suicide guys in the water and all over the place. This is going to be crazy trying to invade them. Let's just drop hydrogen bombs on them. And that's what we did. That's how we ended.
I'm telling you, that is just so bizarre. Can you blow that up a little bit?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, hold on. So there's
that's one?
Go to that one to the left there with like the two dudes. Yeah. Look at this.
That's it.
Yeah, dude. Look at those.
Like huge bottle rockets. Underwater kamikaze.
Could you imagine, like, that's your job you're assigned with? You're like some 19-year-old kid, and you're just going to, like, sit on the bottom of the ocean for 10 hours?
Yeah, I want both of those guys holding up my book collection. And by that, I mean I only have 3 books in my house. But that looks like one of those, like, bookends.
That would be a great bookend.
Right?
Like
They're stabbing the books.
But I think, honestly, the real reason I think, like, Fukuryu means crouching dragon, right?
Yeah.
But I think really they would just say that, like, they were called that because when they slam the bomb into the boat,
maybe that's where you came from.
Yeah, they would be like, Fukuryu!
That's probably, that could,
maybe that's a weird history thing. Maybe we got.
When was that? The date on that?
Well, it was the 40s. They never actually ended up deploying any. They were training like a couple thousand of them, but we ended up just nuking them instead of doing an amphibious landing on Japan.
That's crazy.
But yeah, they were making those troops in like the early 40s, like 41 to 43.
I love that you are like my walking piece of information for history. And I was telling Bryce that I was like, this guy is the perfect balance. He's calm. He tells you history of genocide like it's ASMR. This motherfucker is dialed in, and
Absolutely
I'm telling you, it's just so good because a lot of, if you've seen now, Erik, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's like history's kind of like, if you've seen the History Channel, it's like Finding Sasquatch, alien landings.
Yeah.
There's no more like FDR timestamps of Benito Mussolini and Hitler. Right. There's no, all this stuff we learned about in history, it's all kind of just like, hey, are there ghosts in this house? You're like, this is not educational.
No, and they don't really give you a complete like education of history, not even American history. They barely teach that right in our schools here. So I mean, but you can learn whatever you want on YouTube nowadays. That's like the cool thing.
But you got to kind of just do your research still in that. Anybody could tell you something.
You have to be interested, you know.
I'm saying like someone, it's the equivalent YouTube of research as it is to just see someone on a TikTok reel say,
that's true.
Hey, did you know back in the Roman Empire, this and it? And it's like, I've never heard of that. Are you telling me that I've never heard there was 2 Trojan horses? You know what I mean? Like you got to really, I think you got to really know. Or
you got to trust but verify. You know, trust but verify.
Trust but verify.
You got to always go back and check the sources. You know.
I'm glad we did this. I saw the vision and it's happening with the Rowdy Parrot podcast. This is good. So Erik Scott, we're like, what are we going to talk about on the first podcast? We don't have a guest. We just wanted to roll out the red carpet for you guys. We welcome. We might even give it a number for people to call in.
That would be fun.
Like the Howard Stern show. I always wanted to do that, listening to Howard Stern. And I think that would be cool to like just see what our listeners are up to, but in due time. But we got some fun facts for segments. Erik's got a Rolodex of Fuka to you type shit going on. So if you'll lend him your ears on some of the highlights, he's got a couple of things pulled up. Go ahead, Erik.
Well, I mean, I'll talk a little bit more like World War II, just because I'm like obsessed with World War II. But I don't know if you ever heard of, there was this British soldier. His name was Mad Jack Churchill.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, he was not related to Winston Churchill at all. The dude was actually born in Sri Lanka, but this dude was an absolute maniac. He was a British soldier who would only fight with a sword and a longbow. It's like fucking nuts. Yeah, dude, he literally stormed the beach of Normandy with a sword, dude, like a maniac. They were like interviewing like Nazis about him. They like literally thought he was like autistic. They were like, this guy is like crazy, dude. His wild story. Apparently captured 40 Nazis like in the middle of the night with like a sword one time, and just like ride into battle on a bicycle with a longbow. It's like the most insane thing, dude.
How do you train for that?
Dude, I don't know. This guy was like a rare breed though, because he went through, like, he deployed to Italy, he did Normandy, he deployed to Norway,
like a normal
all
guy.
over, dude.
This looks like a normal guy.
Yeah. Dude, he actually he got knocked out by a grenade. Like a grenade hit him in the head.
Like a dodgeball.
Yeah, and then he ended up like getting captured by the Nazis after that, taken to a concentration camp because they thought he was Winston Churchill's relative, so they didn't kill him. So they brought him to a concentration camp.
He was of value.
Right. And they started interrogating him, right? And he wouldn't give him shit. He was just a fucking total nut. Ends up escaping from this concentration camp, walks 125 miles to the sea, and gets caught by more Nazis again.
Holy crap.
Dude. Gets brought to another concentration camp and escapes again, but gets found by the Americans the next time.
How did he die? Natural
Old
causes?
age. Yeah, old age,
Are you
dude. I'm pretty
fucking
sure
kidding?
like old age or something. Like it wasn't in combat, dude. He like went back to England, got like married and like lived the life. But this dude literally, he would have an assigned guy on his unit that did nothing but play the bagpipes. So there's like, there was a like.
That's what got him off.
Yeah, dude. There's a guy from
He had a
his
regular
team.
dropkick Murphys in his back pocket.
Right, exactly.
He
Just charge in with a sword, 0 fucks given. Drop kick Murphys.
Imagine the interview on the
Shit up to
bagpipe guy.
Boston. Yeah, dude.
Well, I was there and it was dusk.
Could you imagine, dude? You've seen Saving Private Ryan,
Of course.
right? Dude, with that opening scene where they're like coming out of the boat and everybody's just getting murked by machine guns.
pelted.
Do you imagine like
Riddled
your leader on your boat is standing there with a bow and arrow and he's making you play the bagpipe as you walk onto Normandy? Like this guy, apparently they asked Nazi prisoners after they took the beaches of Normandy why they didn't kill the bagpiper. Like that was going up, and they were just like, we thought he was like autistic or slow in the head, and like why waste bullets on
How
somebody
politically
that's-
correct of them.
Well, it was like, I think the word they used that the Nazis use is like dummkampf or something, which is like simple-minded or whatever. But like, dude, dummkampf, I don't know, dude.
Dumb cumph. I think I
don't
use
see-
that in traffic a lot.
Dummkampf.
Dumb cumph, get out of the way.
Dummkampf.
Holy crap, Eric.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, this guy, Mad Jack Churchill, was a fucking nutcase, dude.
Oh my gosh.
Fucking nut.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
That's
so
awesome.
fun.
I can't hold a candle to Eric's history archives.
Yeah,
That shit's nuts.
I just retain a bunch of useless information that I guess is good for podcasting.
Yeah, but it's kind of crazy. It's cool I think a lot of people watch history because they're in love with their strategy and their
right.
the trial and error of knowing what could go wrong could be your own mistake in everyday life. I mean, if you're looking at a tactic on a warfield, you can play that mentally in the game of your everyday 9 to 5 or your everyday, something you got going on personally. And I think that's kind of how we escape reality, but also remember those and for the future to be like, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's how I feel.
No, I agree with you for sure. Speaking of strategy, have you ever read Art of War by Sun Tzu?
That is on my watch list.
Yeah, dude, especially because you like fighting and stuff.
I have it on the audiobooks,
Yeah,
Audible.
Yeah, dude, it's sick, dude. But did you fucking Genghis Khan wrote that, right? No, it was Sun Tzu or whatever. I don't know why I'm mixing those up. But dude, fucking Genghis Khan, did you know that dude? And you could look this up first, but he's apparently got he's got like millions of descendants now. That dude just like murdered and raped like everybody across Asia. I think there's like 20 million people in the world that are 16 million people in the world.
Hey, Chris, he didn't even need
16
Google.
Exactly.
Chris, you know your stuff.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I use Google.
He used Google. Yeah. That's all right. Google does this shit. But yeah, dude, 16 million people. Could you imagine having 16,000 descendants because you just like raped all these women in villages all across Asia? I mean, that's what they did. Maybe we should cut out that word, right? But yeah, I mean, that's what Genghis Khan did. That dude was a monster.
I don't want to say it's cool.
Said my prison in school.
I don't want to say it's cool, but not bad, dude.
Yeah, not bad. Way to spread the seed.
Dude, this guy spread his seed like Dijon mustard.
Dude, that's
Holy
so
crap. Yeah, dude.
I don't even know how you have that much like energy and juice to do that. Like that's nuts.
That's like a lot of like Chinese descendants, right? They all come from Genghis Khan.
Yeah, Mongolia. In China.
Mongolia?
Yeah, Mongolia. A lot of Asia. Yeah.
Wow.
1 in 200 worldwide share one single male ancestor.
That's insane. 1 in 200 people worldwide share one male ancestor with Genghis Khan. That's fucking nuts.
This guy's got nothing on Alabama.
Dude, yeah, dude. Dude, you think Tyreek Hill's clapping cheeks out there? Dude, Genghis Khan, dude.
Tyreek Hill couldn't drink enough Gatorade to keep up with this motherfucker
dude.
in the bedroom. Are you kidding? Not enough
kidding me?
electrolytes. Liquid IV, nothing.
Nothing.
That's crazy.
Nothing could keep up.
That's so fucking crazy. I gotta figure. You know what's crazy though? I bet you he was on that like he was just eating dandelion roots and whatever herbal things that keep his rock hard.
Yeah,
his
what
little
was
missile.
what was
I'm serious. Nowadays, you could eat like lions. You could eat lion's hair or whatever the fuck, and just get a natural rock hard from an herb.
That's a good question.
Horny goat weed.
What
all
was
that
the
shit.
what was the TRT regiment of Genghis Khan's time, dude? Was he just
65.
Wow.
Damn, dude?
Which is pretty.
Wow.
That's pretty old for that time and for being in so many battles.
Yeah,
That's
65 to now is like 95. Where people are like, he only lived to be 18. You're like, whoa, that's like 100 in the 1700s. Holy,
man,
what got him? How'd he die?
Doesn't say. It was
His dick fell off? I don't know.
It'd be so funny he died of hepatitis. It's like the
Holy
first case of syphilis was Genghis Khan.
That is so bizarre,
He
dude.
probably actually did get something. He had to have, dude.
Every time Erik and I talk, my history on my YouTube, it just listens to him when we go carpool to do shows. It just
The algorithm.
The algorithm is history in HD. This is what happened. Why FDR pulled out of this and that, and it's like I go down a rabbit hole of this stuff too. But golly, dude, the more you know, the more you know.
was castrated.
Was
No
he
way.
castrated? That's
They chopped
insane.
his dick off.
That's wild. If that's
That's a way to
true,
go.
I had no idea. Someone was like, enough is enough. Like, you have raped too many people. You've impregnated.
Castrated by the king princess with a knife.
Good for her, dude.
I don't know if that's
Oh, thanks for saying that. Now fucking Netflix is gonna make a movie on that.
I choose to believe that. That's some gangster shit, dude. If you have that woman has to have serious cojones to literally cut off the cojones. of
Showing his
Genghis
dick
Khan.
to the village.
Yeah, dude.
Got it. Like a beheading.
Your leader's now a pussy. None of them are gonna follow you anymore.
That's crazy.
That's
nuts.
nuts.
I used to follow up with Greek mythology. I was big into that. I think
Greeks
you
were
learn a
nuts.
lot of lessons actually out of Greek mythology.
Yeah, dude.
Flying too high to the sun.
Yep.
I mean, anything that
Icarus, yeah. that was-
Icarus,
yeah, it
all
was
of that
Icarus,
stuff,
yeah.
dude. You can. We went to Italy when I was doing. When I went to my school in high school, I went to Cardinal Gibbons, and they said instead of Universal Studios, you can go spend 9 days in Italy if it was expensive. But
Yeah.
I was like, I really wanted to go, and the point is like, dude, we went and learned about all like the. It was Catholicism related, and
Yeah, you get to see the Vatican
you
and
get
all
to see
that
the
cool
Vatican. I
shit,
saw the
yeah.
Pope. He was in
Oh,
a
yeah?
glass box.
Yeah, dude,
in
that's
this little
nuts.
bank teller glass box, giving a speech, and went to the Sistine Chapel. But we saw craziest thing. We went to one church, and they kept a Pope dead, preserved in a box of glass, and you could just see him.
Yeah,
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know exactly. What church was that? I can't remember.
I don't know if it was. I think
Yeah,
it
dude,
was
I
definitely
do.
Rome.
I forgot about that. Yeah, no, that's
Dude, it was
like,
creepy.
That
It
is pretty creepy.
Yeah, it was like someone left
Well,
a
what's
funeral service go on too long.
What's creepier, that or the fact that Walt Disney had himself cryogenically frozen? He's literally cryogenically frozen. He's waiting for
because
them
he
to
wants to
figure out how
unthaw
to bring
until there's no more Jews or something. He hated Jews.
Well, yeah, he
Remember
did.
that?
Yeah,
You ever seen the Family Guy skit?
Yeah, dude,
where
he
he
was-
wakes up and he's like, "Are the Jews gone?" And they go, "No," and he goes, "Put me back in." You never see that?
Dude, Family Guy.
You never seen that? It's the
wild.
funniest thing in the world. It's like
That's
2
so
seconds. He goes, "Welcome back, Mr. Disney." It's all these people in lab coats, and he goes, "Are the Jews gone?" And they go, "No." He goes, "Put me back in," and he just shuts it and frees himself.
It's so wild
miss.
that like this like Disney like entire brand has been built around like this guy. And it's all about like magical kingdoms and like fairy tales and like kids stories. And then this dude was like a raging anti-Semite dude who's like a huge fan of Hitler. He loved Hitler.
They're really
Yeah, he like loved Hitler. He was like a big fan of Hitler.
wow.
Yeah.
Well, that is not going to stop me from going to Disney World. If you really think about it too, like at a protest, if you think, I don't give a fuck. If you think about this, right? Like there was something going on with being in this studio and knowing all the conversations really get me going, dude. Dude, what do you call it? Starbucks had some sort of like migrant working bullshit with kids and labor forces and stuff. Remember with the coffee beans?
Yeah.
And people are going to still buy Starbucks, expensive ass coffee. You got fucking fat chicks on rascal scooters with gray hair by choice out there with, you know, Pride Minnie Mouse rings, not caring about Walt Disney hating Jews and loving that Hitler had some good points. And like, they're, you know what I'm saying? They're going to hate this podcast. You know what I'm saying? Like that's, you know, it's free form and we're not going crazy off the rails, but it's like, you know, if you really cared, that's my point, is like if you really, really cared, you wouldn't partake in those people's activities. And
for sure.
It's crazy. I'm just ready for the election. No, I'm kidding. No.
It's gonna be a fun one. It's gonna be interesting.
I'm all 2 minute warning. Thank you.
Cool.
All right, yeah.
As soon as politics gets mentioned, right then you get the.
No, I think he just
warning.
wanted to say we need to have more peace in our podcast. He just wants love. It's plur. Oh man, dude. Yeah, well, we could wrap it up, dude. We can have more to talk about in the next one.
Speaking of wrapping it up, do you know where the first condom was made and what it was made of?
Let's close out on this. Go ahead. Go ahead, Erik.
First condom
Eric, everyone is tuning in right now.
Was invented in the Middle East. I can't remember exactly what country, but they actually used like a goat or sheep intestine or something.
Yeah, like lambskin.
Like lambskin.
That's
exactly.
where they still have it for the people who are allergic to latex.
Yeah. So maybe, I don't know if they invented that after Genghis Khan's time, but he probably could have used it.
I actually, in college, I banged a chick who was allergic to
You've used
latex.
the lambskin condom?
Well, I had to go buy it. She goes, I freak out on latex. And I'm like, what? And she goes, you got to buy lambskin. It
Where do
felt
you
like
get that?
You get it at select stores. It's like a rare Pokemon card. Yeah. You gotta, it's like putting your dick in a sausage wrap. Honestly. Yeah, it's like putting your dick in that Chinese, the little
finger traps.
It doesn't feel, it doesn't feel like a normal thing. It feels like some Silence of the Lambs shit. It's lambskin. You could make sausages with this condom. I'm not kidding.
Moral of the story, kids,
it's an intestine lining, and you're fucking somebody with. Anyway, this has been the Rowdy Parrot podcast.
That's a hell of a way to end the Rowdy Parrot.
This has been the Rowdy Parrot podcast, first ever. You can't get them. Which one? Middle. This has been the Rowdy Parrot podcast, the first ever. We were getting the gears unthawed like Walt Disney himself, and we're hanging out. Likes, comments, subscribe. You want to talk some shit? We're gonna send a QR code. You guys can call in, leave voicemails. You got inquiries. Go check out the Rowdy Parrot podcast on YouTube, all over platforms. We're going on Patreon soon, obviously. Yeah, rowdyparrot.com. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm Casey Graves. This is Erik Graft. This is Two Drums. This is Yup. And we're out.